It happens in a moment. 1 second you are breathing, hearing voices around you, feeling the weight of your body on the bed. And the next second, something changes. The room is still there. Your family might still be crying, but you realize you are no longer in control. The angel of death has arrived, and according to the Quran, that first moment is more real, more intense, and more final than anything we have ever experienced. Imagine a man lying in his final hours. His chest rises slowly. The world around him feels distant. He tries to speak, but his words are weak. He thinks he still has time. Tomorrow, maybe next year. But Allah tells us clearly in Surah As-Sajdah that the angel of death, who has been assigned to you, will take you fully. Not randomly, not by accident, assigned. Sent with a mission. And when that moment comes, there is no delay. The Quran says, say, the angel of death, who has been entrusted with you, will take you, then to your Lord you will be returned. That's it. No escape, no bargaining. The soul is taken, and the journey back to Allah begins instantly. Now here is the part that most people never think about. What does it feel like in that very first second? The Quran gives us a powerful glimpse in Surah Al-An'am. It describes a scene when wrongdoers are in the overwhelming pains of death, and the angels stretch out their hands and say, "Release your souls." And then it says they are told they will face humiliation for what they used to say against Allah and for being arrogant. Pause and really picture that. This man who thought he had control, who thought life would go on forever, suddenly sees what others cannot see. The veil is lifted. The unseen becomes visible. The angels are no longer a belief. They are right there, close, real, powerful, and they're speaking for someone who lived in denial, who rejected truth, who was arrogant. That moment is not peaceful. It is overwhelming. The Quran uses words that show intensity, distress, pain, fear. It is the shock of realizing that everything Allah promised is true. But here is something important. The Quran does not describe this moment as the same for everyone. Think about that carefully. If someone spent their life trying to believe, trying to obey, even if they made mistakes but kept turning back to Allah, would their meeting with the angel of death be the same as someone who mocked, denied, and turned away completely? The Quran shows us that the experience is connected to who we were in this life. Back to our man. Let's imagine 2 different endings. In the first, he lived only for this world. Money was everything. Status was everything. He laughed at reminders of the afterlife. Now, as his soul begins to be pulled, he feels something he never felt before. Helplessness. The angels stretch out their hands. He hears words he cannot ignore. Release your soul, but he does not want to. He wants one more chance, 1 more year, 1 more day. But the Quran makes it clear, once the angel of death comes, the return to your Lord has already begun. In the second ending, the man was not perfect. He sinned, he struggled, but he believed. He prayed, even if sometimes late. He asked Allah for forgiveness. He feared that final meeting. Now, when the angel of death arrives, the moment is serious. Yes, it is still powerful, but it is not the same terror. Because, deep inside, he knows he is returning to the one he believed in, the one he asked for mercy from again and again. The Quran keeps bringing us back to one truth. You will be returned to your Lord. That first moment after the soul is taken is not the end. It is the beginning of a new reality. The body stays behind. The world continues without you. but you are moving forward into something more real than anything you left. And here is the question that should stay in your mind long after this video ends. If the angel of death came tonight, what would your first moment look like? Would it be shock and regret? Or would it be fear mixed with hope? On Life After Death Stories, we don't talk about these things to scare you for no reason. We talk about them because the Quran talks about them. Clearly, directly. It wants us to wake up before that moment comes. Because once it comes, there is no going back. The man in our story cannot rewind time. He cannot say, "Wait, I wasn't ready." The angel of death does not arrive early or late. He arrives exactly when he is commanded. And when he takes the soul, the next phase begins immediately. Return to your Lord. That is the first moment, not darkness, not nothingness, but a transfer from this temporary world to a permanent reality. And whether that first second feels peaceful or terrifying depends on what we chose while we were still breathing. So take a second right now. Imagine that moment. Imagine seeing what you never saw before, hearing what you never heard before, feeling the truth of every verse you once ignored or believed in. If this made you think, if it touched something inside you, then don't just scroll away. Like this video so more people can reflect on it. Share it with someone who needs this reminder. And in the comments, tell me honestly, what do you think your first moment would feel like? Let's reflect together, before the angel of death is standing in front of us, and it's too late to prepare.